Fair enough, sorry.
Well, yeah,
Justify your
when she was going up against
Horrible situation there.
that doesn't even compare.
We're doing animations, anime that we want to see as films, or that have been done as films that are kind of dead that we'd want them to do again, but proper, and how we think we would do them.
So you start off.
Okay, so a film or animation that I want to see as a film that I think would be really good is One Piece.
Yeah.
It'd be difficult as hell.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'd be good. I would go with like I was talking earlier. I would say go with the Marvel method, didn't it? Sort of skim over some parts and then throw the main bits together.
Yeah.
So like I would set all of East Blue would be one film. Like I would have obviously where the main character Luffy, you start in Luffy's story and you just follow him as he meets everyone. And quickly like montage some of them. We don't even care about that, didn't it? Like Nami's story might be a main part of the story. Like that might be the main part of East Blue, and then you meet Sanji at the end. Yeah. Oh, and that's you meet Sanji before, isn't it? So and then basically the end would be them going off to the Grand Line. That would be the end of that film, and the second film would start with them not maybe being Laboon, but in Whiskey Peak.
Oh, okay.
That's how I started.
Yeah. No, that would be a good one. It'd be a big budget, like Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you could easily do it if you imagine Pirates of the Caribbean, but with a bit more special powers.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think the first one would be definitely small budget. If you could get away with it. Like the only part that would be big budget is when you get to fighting Arlo and stuff like that. But then the second would have to be budget straight away because in that straight away it's going to be Whiskey Peak and Alabasta, and I think that would be the most of what I'm doing for the second film.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I mean, I think it'd be a lot of CG from the get-go. Yeah. Especially with Luffy's powers, him stretching his arms.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, the world as a whole, you got like giant sea kings about everywhere.
We don't really meet them until we don't really have to see them until they sort of enter the Grand Line. So I don't even have to, in the film they wouldn't have to spend the budget on that until like say the first one really does well. Yeah. Obviously you can spend a lot more money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
Probably Kingdom for me.
That's gonna be my one.
Why is it? Dragon Ball.
No, you can do Kingdom. I think it was something else.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, Kingdom for me, because I mean, growing up, I loved Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
sure. That was amazing. And so, like just the scale of it, and then if you had Kingdom doing that sort of thing. I mean, I remember a film kind of recently, the one with Matt Damon, where he was on the wall and he was fighting those lizards.
Yeah, the wall. Wait, is that the one where he's in China?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone got annoyed.
Yeah.
It's not Chinese.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, something like that.
Or do you do it as a film, or actually, would you do it as a series,
that's the thing, yeah,
like Netflix type thing?
Yeah, now that you have Game of Thrones, you kind of think a series would work. Yeah. But then again,
there's a lot of character development.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it'd be, if you done it as a TV series, it'd be good as, like, it'd probably be better as a TV series, but you probably wouldn't get the same impact as a film. You wouldn't have the big battles in the same way as you would in a film. I'd say for the, like, you see, like, when they're scheming and stuff, a lot of that goes on in Game of Thrones. Okay, that would be good as a TV series. But then when you have the wars, I don't think they'd be able to capture the scale as much. So
in a TV series?
No, in a TV series, and that's where you do a film. So I think ultimately you'd have to do a film for me, because although there's
would you do it from the beginning, or would you do it like midway, like where a big battle has happened?
I'll just be having battles all the time.
Because you can start anywhere, really, to be honest.
You can, yeah.
Because you can just say this is a young king, and this is what's happening. Yeah, that's good. My one would be thinking. There's so many. One I think we were talking about earlier was Pokemon. That'd be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Simply because it's like nostalgia, and it's weird. No one's ever really thought to do it, but it'd be very simple.
Yeah.
Because it makes perfect sense. It's got a huge global like feel. Like everyone was getting Pokemon Go. Even people you didn't even expect even knew what Pokemon was. They were just downloading it and be like, "Oh, I'm going for a walk." I'm like, "Okay." Got my Pokemon Go. I'm like, okay, all right. So I think it definitely has that commercial aspect to it.
For that Pidgeotto.
Yeah, it's really weird. Just people who knew nothing about Pokemon, but like, I'm going to use this as an exercise app just to find random Pokemon. So
I
if you,
think that was a good indicator.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go. But say like like some franchises they want to test the water to figure
Yeah.
out if their movie's going to do well or
Yeah.
not. And I feel like the Pokemon Go would have been a good
that would make
indicator.
so much sense.
Yeah,
like, oh, here's
exactly.
Pokemon Go. Oh, here's a Pokemon movie. Would have cleaned up.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
Forget who it is, but he would have made some money.
Yeah, whoever it is, Netflix, whatever.
Pokemon guys. But yeah, no, Pokemon would be good. It'd be interesting, like we were saying earlier, to how they do the animals.
Yeah.
If they go
Yeah,
hyper
that'd be
realistic,
really
or just
interesting.
try to keep true to like the cartoon, the manga.
Such an expansive world. Like no one really remembers anywhere in Pokemon. Like unless you play for me anyway, I remember like the old school Pokemon Red and Blue in the specific villages. But you can just say it's set anywhere and just say this is such and such land.
Someone at work, because people at work that I know actually like Pokemon know more about it than I do because they've paid attention. But I was talking to them and they were explaining it to me, and it sounds mad complex. No, not even that complex. It just sounds like they've added hella more things for no good reason. Like they've got like different districts, and each district is like another generation. So it's like Japan is like say the original generation where there's done 150, and then it goes to China and it's got like another generation or another 150. I don't know.
How is it?
Yeah, and then like in this, and then in the third district, that there'll be like that's the third generation. They've got next load of new Pokemon, and like you'll find Pokemon from Generation 2 there, and maybe Generation 1 there. But it's weird, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's got
See,
continuity.
that's interesting. But if you're going to do the film, I'd say you just stick to the original cast. Because I didn't really like the designs of the new generations because you could tell they were sort of running out of ideas. Like the first crop, like really looked amazing.
Yeah. The next crop were just like refrigerators.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like,
bunny
our
rabbits.
sequels always bad.
Yeah.
It was like that.
What other ones would you mind? What do you want to see?
Like I said earlier, Dragon Ball Z.
yeah,
But like redone,
probably.
because that's been done.
Yeah. They messed
They
up.
messed up.
That was bad. But yeah, no, Dragon Ball Z would be amazing. If they just jumped straight into the Frieza saga,
Yeah.
that would be crazy. Or the Cell saga. Actually, no, I'd say the Frieza saga and the new Cell saga after.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like them to jump into the Cell Saga, start with Future Trunks. Like literally starts in a world where it's all destroyed and mashed up, and then you see him go back in time and then fight Goku, and he's just come back from Planet Namek before he's meant to get heart. Or even it starts with that, and he has his heart attack, dies, and it fast forwards into the future where he's just turned mad because he's dead, and then it goes back into the past where he's got to stop him, like giving this medicine to stop him from dying from his heart failure or whatever he had.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, because I mean, people like the movie audience, they're tired of seeing origin films.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how many origin films have we seen of Spider-Man? Like, I feel like just jumping in would be good because people would be like, oh, what's this?
And if people were just like, oh, how did this all start? Just send them like a Wikipedia link. Like, read up about it. Like, it's been around for a good old 10 years.
Do your research.
Yeah. So I think if you always just focus on having a good story, then you can do anything around it. Like, you can just say, people just accept the story for what it is, and then if they want to dig in deeper, then they can go back and be like, oh, wow, there's a whole anime that has a whole like roast of characters, roster, whatever.
I mean, because you can look at any film, they just literally jump in, and then there's context around it, there's a history, so it would work.
What's that other? I was trying to think just now. That manga. It's like I think it's a Korean manga, or it's based off in Korea. Has Kentaro.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Sunken Rock.
Sunken Rock.
That would be good.
Yeah,
So
I
love
don't think
Sunken
you've
Rock.
read it.
Oh no!
Yeah, they could easily make that. They could easily make that into a
One
film.
of my favourite mangas. ever.
Done.
What's the premise?
Essentially, it's this kid who,
Gangster.
he's trying to become a gangster. I think
He wasn't even trying. He just ended up falling into that.
Yeah,
life.
he just fell into that life. And he's from Japan, wasn't it? Then he went to Korea and then he became like a gangster. And he keeps getting more comrades. And he's not like a nasty guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
He's a good guy and he can do ruthless things, but he's still good-hearted.
He's a good heart. He doesn't do ruthless things to people that deserve it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You usually, if he's kicking your head in, it's because you deserve
Exactly.
it. Like no other way around.
And he goes in raw as well.
Yeah,
Like, some graphic scenes.
Like he really, like oh man, Katano Ken, he's a legend.
Mm.
Like that would be good because they're proper mafia story at one
Yeah.
point, but at the beginning it's more of like a high school story.
Yeah, it's more high. Yeah.
He runs over, he follows this girl that he fancied in Japan to Korea, He like proposes to her, or he professes his love to her. So I go, I love you. She's bounced to say, oh, I'm going to Korea to become a police officer, and she just bounces. She goes to
It's such a random thing as well. It's like, I'm becoming a police officer for anything. Like,
and then she's in high school. She wasn't even old enough to go there and become a police officer, but she like ends up like getting a passport and forging. Like, I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, she ends up as a policeman over there, and he goes over there, becomes a bum. It's mad. But then he ends up becoming the top. Like when I'm saying he becomes like one of the top like mob bosses in the country, and like he doesn't
it's
even know.
expensive as well. It's like it goes across the world a bit.
Yeah.
Slightly. Like it's a guy from Italy.
Yeah, he bucks knife you.
Yeah.
It's proper deep. It's
So
no
that's
jokes.
funny. So then she's going to be basically chasing him because he's on the other side of the law.
Yeah, well, he's trying to kind of hide his like secret identity.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Like, it's so jokes because he meets her and he starts talking to her again and they start going on dates. It's like he's got to hide.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this.
It's proper jokes.
No, you can't wait to read it. Yeah.
I have to read it. The way
Yeah.
you guys are explaining,
No,
it's like
but
I could watch.
It's
it.
really graphic. Like the way that they draw it. It's amazing.
That's why they have to do a film.
Yeah. No,
It is
for
good
sure.
enough to be a film. It is
I'm surprised they didn't do an anime, but
It's good. I don't think they rate the Korean ones because it's a another South Korean.
there's so many. Oh, actually, now we're talking
Yeah,
about
it's
Korean.
films, animation.
You guys haven't watched Tower of God, Red Tower of God.
No, not yet.
Now they need to make that into like a movie. That's basically like Hunger Games. So essentially, this kid called the 25th Bam. He starts off on this. He basically is underground in the middle of nowhere, and then for whatever reasons, he enters this thing called the Tower. And we don't really know what's outside the tower, but we just know people either live just slightly outside the tower or reside within it. And they're trying to climb to the top of the tower. And we don't really know what's at the top of the tower, but essentially you become the king if you get to the top of the tower. That's essentially the premise of the story, but he just meets people on the way going through each level and it just gets really grim because you make friends and stuff like that, but at the same time, those friends might quickly become your enemies depending what kind of task you get set. So yeah. Yeah. What else? What else are you thinking? What about some Western cartoons that they should make into animations?
Well, other than, like, obviously I love old school 80s sort of cartoons, so I'm saying Thundercats. I love to see Thundercats as a film. Thundercats is like the greatest.
Yeah.
I'm going to say greatest, I mean greatest. There's not much better. Like Lion-O, Sword of Omens, Shitara, all these guys, Tigra, Panthro, Wily Cat, Snarf, Jaguar.
All the Mandan, that's it.
All the man, Mum-Ra. Everyone's got Ra in their name as well, so it's pretty steep, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that would be amazing. Thundercats.
But will they stick to original like storyline, or will they?
Yeah, no, they changed the all and they flopped the entire thing. It has to be exactly how the first episode is. Exactly how the film needs to start. I'm not even joking. I will burn down the cinema if they don't do that because it was genius. It was absolutely genius. Like, I'll watch that right now. I'll go home and watch that today.
I'm gonna go watch it, man.
It was genius. It was great. And he said, look, I'm stuck in this thing, we're about to crash. I'm going to put everybody in this hyperspace time chamber thing where you like stay young or stay at whatever age you are. But only his one fucks up. So he's in like a man's body but with a child's brain. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like trying to do stuff. He thinks he's bad, like he's mad cocky. He's got to learn himself. Know himself. And then once he knows himself, he becomes mad strong. It's crazy. The whole story is mad.
Yeah.
Brave Star.
That would be good.
Sorry. Going on to my next one, that one.
Yeah.
What's
Brave Star? Brave Star is about like some Native American cowboy cop in the middle of space.
Native American cowboy
Cop.
that's
in
crazy.
space.
Yeah, he's a sheriff.
That's crazy.
Sounds like sounds like cowboy people.
Kind of, but it's like everyone's like sort of I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like the wolf type creatures and robot people and. Like, it's all a bit weird, isn't it? Like he rides his horse, transforms into like a horse person, and he's got a shotgun. And I think his shotgun had a name. I can't remember his name. It's like Sharon or something like that. Like, it was weird. No, it was proper weird. Like it was like a proper lady's name, like a random Sarah or something like that. He'd draw for it and he'd start laying it off. Like it was proper jokes.
Yeah.
Like he was like the angry one in the group. But anyway, Sheriff, I forget his name. Oh, damn. Sheriff Braystar. I think it was Braystar. Anyway, he had 4 powers: strength of the bear, speed of the puma. I never understood why I was a cheater, but anyway, speed of the puma. Is it a wolf and eyes of the hawk? I didn't answer why it's the eagle. Anyway, he could do all these things. Like when I say strength for bear is mad strong and all those other things. Like his story was crazy. I think that's the whole world and how it was set. It was kind of crazy. It was like Wild West, but in space.
Yeah, that could work as a film. What are you, Justin? You've got any?
Gundam Wing. I'd love to see Gundam Wing as a film. Still to this day, one of my favourite Oh no, they would rip the clutch from them. Yeah. Now the story was quality as well. I mean, you could just, I mean, how it started, you just have there's colonies in space, and all of a sudden the colonies they're sending these Gundams to Earth for this mission. You could just start it off like that, just out of nowhere, and then when you see the Gundams like transform, you're like, oh my god, because they're nothing. They're not like anything you've seen before. Like I mean, the Earthlings they have mobile suits as well, but they're nothing in comparison. They pale in comparison to Gundams. But yeah, that would be
their
good.
mobile suits are basic.
So basic.
Basic. It's like sending a samurai against a normal civilian.
Exactly.
So, wouldn't it be overkill because we already had Transformers, really had Pacific Rim? Would this be something completely different in terms of would they stick to the original storyline?
If you start the story for me, I love the story.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really political.
So it's not just another mecha film. It could
Nah.
just be that.
I mean, it and the battles would be amazing as well because you literally have one Gundam suit fighting like a whole army.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that.
I need to watch that.
That would be interesting. It's like it's a mecha thing, but it's a similar. It's like the story is not just about these crazy mecha fights, even though the crazy mecha fights are good. But it's about these two brothers basically. So, like unlike let's say Transformers about the robots and the fight of these Decepticons, like Gundam Wings more about the political beef between the two types, and they've got these people in space with these people on Earth, and they've got the beef between them. Whereas this is more about like Gurren Lagann is about them escaping this underground place where they were brought up, and they found this new technology they knew nothing about, and they're like exploring the world with them, and they obviously get into the fights they get into with these Earth like sort of surface dwellers. It's
That's
interesting.
deep. I still need to watch it because a lot of people say it's very deep.
Yeah, it's quite deep.
No, that'd be...
Yeah, that keeps popping up. Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix as well.
It's funny as well. That's why I work anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, I started watching the first episode. But yeah, I do plan on getting into it.
I know you guys... I know definitely Kashif isn't too hot on Naruto. But I'd love to see a Naruto movie. That would be so good.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm more not Shippuden. I'm more like actual Naruto. Simply because it was, as I said before, it's very, very intricate. So I'd like to see that kind of fight between, or even just when Kakashi's training like Naruto, Sasuke, and I don't even want to say her name.
it would be interesting, but
Yeah,
I think that would be just as difficult as something like One Piece or Bleach or like Fairy Tail. Only those really long.
They've made a Bleach
mangas.
movie.
They have.
Yeah.
They have. But I find it would be
It's going
difficult.
to be,
Do you know what'd be funny? One Punch Man movie.
that would be funny.
Because that'd be really simple to do as well.
Mm.
Like, it could, who they would get to play him, I don't know. Like
They couldn't get it
Saitama.
wrong. They couldn't get it very wrong either. Like,
You
they
see
got
someone
that
with
wrong,
bald
it's
head,
difficult.
Caucasian, basically.
And the storyline.
It'd be hilarious, but yes, it has to have that face though.
Yeah, that kind
facial
of like
expression.
dumbed out.
Yeah.
But you could do it with a
That's
bit
just-
CGI though, like just make his eyes a bit wider sometimes when he looks a bit
No,
dumbfounded.
CGI wouldn't work, man.
Like, you might do, like, you can't do, because, like, remember, like, when you go simple face, all you got to do is, like, take out all, like, the sort of.
It'd be like you
Layers
do
out
with the
his
Snapchat
face.
filter.
No,
Or
you see,
maybe-
all
or
you got to do
maybe-
is soften everything,
Yeah.
all the features on his face and make his eyes stand out.
Yeah.
And then when he's looking serious, all we do is, like, put all the details really back in, so it seems more grizzled.
True,
That's what it is.
So you're saying it'd be like a quirk of his, so they just do a face. Maybe it could work like that. Yeah, that would be
once
funny.
his face is
Like someone
it's
says
simple.
something dumb and then he has that
Yeah.
face.
Just,
Yeah, that
as
would
you
be
said,
funny.
everything just fades out. And it's just like, who would play that?
I
You need
know.
someone with smooth skin. No, that would be a good one. That would be funny.
Oh,
I can't think of any more. I think,
No.
well, there is probably loads more.
There's probably loads more, yeah. But
And
just
they've done a few already, like, they've done Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, they
I
need
haven't
to
seen that yet.
stop those.
Is
Like,
it any good? Fullmetal?
it just doesn't look, I looked at the trailer, it didn't look great.
I'll watch it first and then I'll see. But like,
You're watching first. I looked at it, I was like,
the trailer, that is terrible.
seen 20 seconds.
Is that the one on Netflix?
I don't know where it is. It's on YouTube.
I don't know. Like, I saw the same thing trailer. I was like, I don't trust these guys. So I watched Attack on Titan, and that was terrible.
Who's making it?
It's another Japanese film.
See, I don't want to like throw shade, but a lot of
Don't throw
when
shade.
they make those sort of films, I don't know.
They're quite cheesy. Some of them work, but some of them really, really don't.
Yeah, some of them really don't.
And the CGI doesn't look the same.
I think some
When
things
you
you need to keep
compare
as
it-
the animation because they do it so beautifully and you can't, it just doesn't match up.
Sometimes the animation is more serious than the films they've made.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did they get their version of this film from? The anime is so deep and like beautiful, and then they just draw for this like bad comedy looking weirdness.
Yeah.